Okay, welcome back to Let's Play SpellCraft. In the previous part, we killed the last elemental wizard, minion, and we've opened up the Ether and Mind domains. But we should always visit our allies before moving on with stuff, and we have a couple of new allies here. There's a new guy in Greece, doesn't say anything. There's a new person in India. It used to be that girl in Salem there. She just moved there. And this is where the paleontologist moved. So, if you remember, there was a big shopping trip the other part. It's because that guy moves and he changes all his prices and stuff like that. So, I had to sell all my pomegranates to him to get the most cash as possible. So in this part I'm just going to mix all the level 3 elemental spells because we need a bit more attack power to kill the last two wizards here. So these spells could have been made when I first got the word and or got the spell formula. And all the formulas are partly given in the manual, but they need to be completed by the in-game hints. So this is the Earth attack spell, level 3. Catapult. Just makes a rock that rolls in a straight line. Kind of useless. But anyways, all those in-game hints that we found either through our allies or through the chests, they fill in the blanks that are in the manual. Next up here is a Air College attack spell. Zephyrus. It's the poison vapor. The cloud that moves around and poisons you. Very similar to Create Fog and the Steam Vapor. So, a bit of laziness on the developer's part, I guess. Now we're gonna make the Fire level 3 attack spell. It's that Incinerate spell that we've seen before.
Infernum.
There's Incinerate. Pitiful maximum damage right now. So that's why I say the level 2 Boil Blood spell is better than the Incinerate spell level 3. First, it's cheaper in cost of ingredients, and also does more damage and more writhing in pain time. So I think that does it for the level 3 attack spells. There's a water attack spell, but it's exclusive to the Water College, so we can't actually mix it. Although I'll show you later on how I can still get it as an Earth Wizard. So on to some defense spells. This is the ground web that we've seen lying around in the Earth domain. Next up we have our wall. Every element gets a wall of some sort, and this is the rock wall, the earth wall, stone wall. Looks very nice when they cast it, but in reality it's not very practical, because the enemy wizard will fly over it or teleport out of there, or just not be affected by your wall. On to personal modification spells. Not too many of these. Most of them are actually from the Ether and Mind domains, and we don't have the level 3 word yet for those two colleges. So this one, I really like the aspect name, Blurry Vision. It's invisible. Water College spell that makes you invisible so that monsters will stop chasing you and don't know where you are. The wizard might be able to see you still because of the Detect Invisibility spell. And there's just one more modification spell. This one is a Earth exclusive spell. Although, like I said before, that there's another way to get these exclusive spells, which I'll show you later. So this one is Invulnerable. This increases your defense against physical damage. It's not bad actually. Pretty good to cast at the beginning of the map, but it does expire. Alright, on to some transformation spells, the first of the kind. Oh no wait, we got terrain spells, sorry. I need cutting knife. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Purple liquid. Cutting knife. So you can see it will cut something out of the ground. Well, there's lots of terrain modifiers. Not many are useful though. This one's pretty useful. Create Chasm. Makes a great way of getting rid of the undead. You gather them around, throw a chasm under their feet, and they will all fall to their doom. Because they won't follow you into the pit like orcs do, so you have to cast it onto them. And of course they come in pairs. This is Close Chasm to get rid of pits. Sometimes it's handy when they're in your way and you can't fly, but I think they're more useful than not because it kills orcs and such. One more earth spell. We've seen it before. It created some lag in our game. Their earthquake spell. And I don't really see how useful this is. Just shakes the screen and supposedly does some damage, but not noticeable damage like Make Light or Icy Storm, other global terrain spells. Okay, on to some air terrain spells. This one is actually very good. Bigger version of the Dust Devil. It's the big bad Whirlwind. This is the generator killer spell. Just plop two of them on top of a generator and the generator is dead. No need for magic swords anymore. So, next time we see a generator I can show you how that thing works. But for now let's just keep mixing. On to some more cutting knife and needle spells. They're actually all the same, except just change the word to a fire word. You got create lava, which will cut a lava river through the fire domain, should you want one. And of course the opposite of that is to stitch the river back together, right? Stitch the land back together with the needles. Inferno. Or in other words, get rid of the lava. Remove lava. More terrain modifiers. From the water college, instead of making lava, we can make a river of water. And quite frankly, I think this spell is useless. It's kind of strange because it's a water college spell that only works in the earth domain. Kind of strange. I don't see why anyone would want to create a river. It just creates an obstacle for yourself. The opposite of that, of course, is to remove the river. Although we already have gel water, so I wonder why you need to remove the river as well. I guess it's more permanent than the gel water spell, which is temporary. Alright, no more terrain modifiers. So the only good ones were the Chasm and the Whirlwind spells. But onto some transformation spells, the first of their kind. So far we haven't made one yet. This one comes from our own College of Earth. Transform changes a monster into a friendly Earth-related item. So in other words, you can transform a ghost into a magic sword that fights for you, or change an undead into an orc that fights for you, or change an orc into a snare web, something like that, or a bow of power. It changes it into a earth-based spell. Inferno. This one's almost the same thing, Fiery Forge, except changes things into fire-based spells. So you can make a fire web, or a steam vapor, or something like that. This is another Earth exclusive spell. Kind of useless, I feel. Rock Bound. Basically a petrifying spell that turns a monster into a statue for a short time. But during that time, you can't really hit them and they can't hit you, and they just sit there, and eventually the spell wears out and you have to kill them anyways. So I don't really see the point of that one, except for temporary immobilization. So that's it for the transform spells. This is the conjuration spell from level 3. You can guess it is the dragon. We've seen dragons before already. So that's it for all the new spells we can mix. I'll just show you the spell book with our new spells that we made. Again, there are more spells that are restricted to certain colleges, and I think I will mix those ones, show you how to do it in the next part, because we are over 10 minutes right now. So I guess in the next part we will mix a few more spells, make some modifications, break the rules of the colleges for a bit, and then maybe if we have time we can go check out the other mine domain. Well, we also have to upgrade some spells, make them more powerful. But we'll do all that next time.